Hey everyone, Pastor Daniel here. It's my turn to lead our weekly devotional. I'm really glad you're with me today. I know most of you know this, but I am now coaching football at Christian Heritage Academy. And about a month ago, we had a football game down in Wynnewood, and we are about 2.5 miles away from the stadium. And we are driving up a hill in our bus, and it just stops. It quits working. And I think we're in mechanical failure, or we, had a tire fall off or something like that. And our bus driver says, no, we have ran out of fuel. And I think he's joking. I can't even believe that he's telling us that we ran out of fuel. He says, no, we are out of fuel. And I looked, and the gauge was on E. And so there we were, a private Christian school in our nice bus in the middle of the summer heat on the side of the road. All of our players outside waiting on someone to come and rescue us, right? Someone went to get fuel. We needed diesel. They brought the diesel, and we put as much in as we could, and it still wouldn't start because the fuel lines needed to be bled out, and it just wasn't going to work. And so there we were, stranded on the side of the highway, and all these people are driving by, honking at us and laughing at us and waving at us. And I was told that even some of their football players drove by and gave us a little bit of sign language. I'll let you interpret what that might have been. More on that in just a minute. But there we were, just out there as kickoff was getting close, and we were not at the stadium. And in that moment, a nice couple pulled up, and they had Wynnewood football shirts on. And you could just tell that they were Christians. You could tell it. They just carried themselves that way. You could tell they were light. You could tell they were salt. They just had it on them. You know those people that they just have something different about them. And they came out there and said, "How can we help you?" And I just said, we need a ride. And obviously they couldn't fit 40 players in their car. And so they got a hold of someone at transportation at Wynnewood Public Schools, called them, and within about 5 minutes, we had a yellow bus from Wynnewood picking us up and taking us to the stadium. And we, quite frankly, got to the game almost right on time. Didn't even have a chance to really warm up. And it was a very frustrating evening. And I remember being out on the field, and I was helping one of my players get warmed up, and he was talking to me about some of the people that were driving by and honking and kind of making fun of us and yelling at us and kind of piling on to our frustrations. And I said to him, I was like, that just kind of makes you want to play harder, right? It kind of makes you mad at them, and you want to go out there and play harder, and just we're going to go out there and kick their butt tonight, And he goes, no, coach. He said, no, those people need Jesus. That's what he said to me. He said, those people need Jesus. And I said, yeah, they do. They need Jesus too. And in that moment, like, my heart was cut because, I was just thinking, like, wanted to repay, bad with bad, evil with evil. And one of my players just kind of taught me a lesson in that moment, that when people were being rude to you and people were, being unkind, that he was just thinking to himself, those people need Jesus. And then I thought about those people that pulled over, and even though they were our enemy, they were for the other team. They wanted to help us, and they made sure we got to the game. And it will forever stay with me. And also that moment where my player said, those people, they need Jesus. And I just learned a lesson that night, that as Christ said it, and in John chapter 13, he says, I give you a new command in verse 34, that you're to love one another. And as I've loved you, love one another. And this is how people will know that you are my disciples, is by how you love others, how you love one another. This is how people will know that you're mine. It's by how you love. We complicate this. We think we're going to be known by other ways, that we'll be known by how we disagree, or how we hate other people, or how we, are known politically, or We're known for what we don't believe in or whatever. But Jesus says you'll be known for how you love other people. And this week, particularly as we face this election and our country's so divided and we feel maybe on edge and we feel, so tense about what might occur, and we feel anger and maybe even stress about what might happen. Let love be your rule, because as Christians, love is what we are supposed to be ruled by. Jesus said we are to love our enemies. We're to pray for them, that we are to pray for those that persecute us. We are to be known for our love. So today, let that command rule your life, to be known by your love, not by your hate, not by who you're going to disagree with, but known by your love, because Jesus said it perfectly. By this, everyone will know that you're my disciple, by how you love the people around you. Have a great day, church. I love you so much. And as always, go and be the church. Thanks.